Hello, and welcome back to New Year, New Game. This is where I attempt to play 365 games from my Steam library that I have never played before. This is game 278, Goosebumps. Goosebumps was a book series that I read as a child in elementary school. Even though I preferred reading Bailey's School Kids over Goosebumps, I still picked up a Goosebumps book from time to time. They also had TV shows on Fox that had R.L. Stine, the author, in it. Well, kind of giving you an intro to it. They gave you a short 30-minute look into kind of what the book was. I really enjoyed watching Goosebumps and reading them. And I thought, well, maybe the game would be good too. I don't imagine it to be extremely scary, but spooky in its own right, as Goosebumps was. It had different genres of scary, but it wasn't anything overly over the top and gory like some horror movies are today. But it really gave you a narration into the horror, as opposed to just visually showing you how terrifying something could be, or how gross something could be. Anyways, without further ado, let's get in the game. Oh, and before I forget, we gotta apply that filter, so that way my face isn't blocking some of the screen. There we go. That's better. Name our character. Attilus. Choose this one. This guy creeps me out. We better get a big tip. If you're that concerned, maybe try not to drop. Hey, for all we know, the lock got busted. I've heard that before. Whatever, just finished packing up that junk. I'll head back up. It just goes too fast. Who hires a moving company to move out in the middle of the night? Just be glad someone did. We needed the job. So what about that girl? Should I call her or not? The toll booth operator? You ain't got a chance. It's probably for the best anyway. It's going so fast. It's hard for me to keep up. I'm just gonna let it go. Lots of weird stuff. It isn't slappy. Who you calling Dummy, dummy. Movers had the right idea. They're like, nope. Closing the door. Finally, school's out for the day, and you're ready for a pleasant walk home. Those clouds look pretty bad, though. Was it supposed to rain today? You go to check the weather, but your cell phone appears to be missing. You must have left it somewhere. But where? You can examine your environment by moving the cursor to an object or area and pressing the left mouse button, then choosing Look on the drop-down. So it looks like we're not set in the 90s. Because they have cell phones. You eat lunch with your friends in this planter. It's surprisingly comfortable. Well, you don't want to look in the planter. Bushes. Part the branches and peer inside. Nope. No phone in there. Same. The dumpster. The sky. Guess we'll go inside. A long empty hallway stretches into the distance. You stop near your locker, trusty old 402. Let's open it. Shouldn't be too hard to do. You just need the key from your book bag. Use locker key on lock. You turn the key and the lock pops open easily. You slide it off and open the locker. Let's see. No stickers. You put these stickers up at the start of the year and are already sick of them. Your brother was right. The only thing more permanent than tattoos are stickers. Stick carefully. Cell phone. Let's take it. You grab your cell phone and cradle it protectively against your chest. You were afraid you'd lost it. After a moment, you calm down and check the phone. Yep, it's still fully charged somehow. Looks like you have a voicemail. You click play. Hi, Atlas. It's Mom. Just wanted to let you know I'll be home later tonight. The clients want to take us to dinner. Chad should be home pretty soon, so you two will need to fend for yourselves. Remember the key's under the back steps. Love you. Ooh, got an achievement. Collect the cell phone from your school locker. Slam the locker shut. Guess we can leave now, right? How do we leave? There are multiple ways to move between areas. Try holding down on arrow keys to exit the hallway. You gladly leave the school building for the second time today. In the front of your school, the gate's still open, so you should be able to come and go as needed. With your phone in hand, you can now head home. Your phone has a map function to chart your journey. You can also call your mother, brother, or information to receive various hints. Map. Let's go home. Map. Alright, so apparently home is just out. You walk through the gates to the parking lot. The school parking lot is nearly empty, as most of the school's gone home. You can faintly hear the football team practicing in the distance. Though. Let's open the dumpster. Gross. Nope. I'm gonna look at the slime. That slime is not normal. Your mind races with thoughts of alien invasion or zombie drool. What could it be? It's both. You muster some courage and go in for a closer look. Oh, it's just someone's old milkshake. Really, really old milkshake. Cars? What a beat up old car. You wouldn't mind one just like it. But you're too young to drive. Street. That's Ridge Lane. Kind of a sleepy little street. Taking that route home would add 20 minutes. Plus it might rain. So where do we go? The woods. You've been playing in the woods since you were little. You used to reenact movies with your brother before he grew up. You're kind of grown up now, yourself. You mainly use the woods as a shortcut to and from school. So, that's what we're gonna do. You hike up the well-worn path into the woods. Oh, Gigi, the lost dog. Ah, the familiar sights and sounds of the woods. The path leads over a bridge and turns into some trees. Flyer. Oh no. Looks like somebody lost their dog. Poor kid. We're gonna take it. You pull the flyer from the tree just in case you find a similar dog. An item was added to your inventory. You can select it with left mouse button for additional options. Use item on the environment to solve puzzles and progress. Let's move. You cross the bridge and head deeper into the woods. Hey, look, a person. You reach a small clearing surrounded by trees on all sides. There's a weird guy creeping around. You've never seen him before. It's gonna wind up being our brother. That guy looks to be around 30 or so, but there's something off about him. His clothes are torn, and he won't make eye contact. Taking a closer look, you notice his hair is green and kind of leafy. You see bugs crawling around beneath his clothes. Let's talk to him. You start to ask the man if he's lost, but he grunts at you unintelligibly. I guess we'll just... This leads to a big spooky tree. You're nervous about that guy though, whoever he is. Move. You take a few steps around the weird guy, but he spins on you with inhuman speed. Oh. Your vision blurs as the plant creature's vines tighten around your neck. You struggle, but it's too late. You're already withering. Well, alright then. We died. Let's retry. And, back to the parking lot. Dusty path. It's a rough-looking gravel path. You've heard it goes to the janitor's shed, but can't be sure. Head down the path towards the janitor's shed. It's more overgrown than you expected. Weed begone. By the time you reach the shed, the wind's picked up quite a bit. Your cheeks sting from the cold. Weed killer. It's a bottle of weed killer with a handy 2 setting nozzle. Let's take it. You carefully tuck the weed killer into your bag, checking that it's set it to off. Tools. What's the point of a shed if he's going to leave all his tools outside? And a padlock. The padlock looks ancient. It's covered in rust. In that case, let's hit it. Ouch! You slam your fist against the lock resulting only in bloody knuckles. Ah, bloody knuckles. Back to the parking lot. Don't forget to save. Save. Let's move to the woods. And move to the path. There we go. And this time, we'll use the weed killer on the man. On a hunch, you raise the weed killer and pump the trigger 3 times, spraying the strange figure. He recoils violently. As it hits his face, smoke rises from the wounds, and you smell something like freshly cut grass. He retreats to the foot of the hill before falling down and cowering. There we go. Let's move to the right path. You cut through the trees and travel further into the woods. You reach the big tree and take a nice deep breath. Ah, the air in this spot smells cleaner somehow. Uneven dirt. Wait, this isn't from the roots. This dirt's been disturbed recently. Let's dig there. You try to dig with your bare hands, but it's too tightly packed. Dirt cakes under your fingernails. Spooky tree. The tree is so big it must be incredibly old. If you wrapped your arms around it, your fingers wouldn't touch, not even close. Canopy. The branches stretch out so far they nearly block out the sun. The thin rays of light make the clearing feel magical. Guess there's not really anywhere else we can go. Roots. Big knobby roots spread from the base of the tree. They cut through the hard ground like it's nothing. So we gotta go back. Maybe there's a left path. Clearing. You re-enter the clearing. That weird guy is still cowering in the corner, so you do your best to ignore him. Left path, let's go. Leaves crunch under your feet as you walk down the path. This is the end of the woods. You can get to your neighborhood just up that hill. Looks like there's some kids of kind of commotion near the tunnel. Let's go look. A bunch of kids from school are gathered around. They seem really excited about something. You ask what's going on, but Tyler Astor just glares at you. Mind your own business, Atlas. Let's use this flyer on the crowd. You hold out the flyer. Have you seen this dog? Short, brown fur, about 7 years old. No answers, huh? What a bunch of jerks. Pipe tunnel. Can we move into there? You look for a way through the crowd, but it's just not happening. Can we spray them with weed killer too? You aim the weed killer carefully and prepare to fire, but think better of it. Alright, let's move uphill. With large steps, you hike up the slope to your neighborhood. Almost home. You think as you step into your neighborhood, your spirits fall immediately when you notice an accident down the street. The road is completely blocked. You'll need to find a different way around. Let's look. A moving van got into an accident. The back is open and boxes are spilling out into the street. Let's move to it. You hurry over to the wrecked moving van. Look at all these things. You peer inside the van and see a ton of boxes along with odds and ends. The crash didn't seem to damage anything. A sense of dread creeps up the back of your neck. Shrunken head. It's one of those shrunken heads with weird olive skin, wispy hair, and high cheekbones. Its eyes and mouth are sewn shut. Let's take it. Hey, we got a shrunken head. You pick up the shrunken head. It's cold and slimy, and drop it into your bag. Canister. A canister of something. You opt to keep your distance. That glow doesn't bode well. It's a top hat. What a snazzy top hat. You could see a magician wearing it during his act. It's a portrait. Looks like a fancy portrait, though it's too dark to see much detail. Scarecrow. A really imposing scarecrow. Pumpkin head, straw hat. Is it threadbare hat? Pumpkin head. It doesn't look like a pumpkin head to me. The globe. You don't really see these much anymore. It's a globe. A map of the earth. Spin it. You wind up, then spin the globe with a mighty slap. It spins and spins before coming to a stop at Transylvania. Spooky. Can't do anything else with these, right? Books. Some non-descripted books are stacked up. Encyclopedias and thesauruses, a style guide, boring stuff. We're gonna take that boring stuff. You pull out a decent-looking book and dust it off. Shrugging, you place it into your bag. Just gonna take everything. Coffin. It looks really authentic. A thin layer of dust covers it all over. Is that an eye? The air inside the van is musty. It smells like Grandma's house threw up inside an antique store. Let's open the coffin. You struggle with the handle, but it won't budge. You do manage to kick up a thick cloud of dust. Just trying to look at that eye right there, but it doesn't look like it's gonna let me. Let's leave. Took a book and a shrunken head. Anywhere else we can go from here? It's the van. Woods. Woods. Roses. A bed of beautiful roses and a rainbow of colors. You didn't realize roses came in green. Can we smell it? Checking the time, you decide it couldn't hurt. You take a deep breath of rose. It smells like cherry soda. Let's pick it. You'll kneel down and carefully pick a blue rose. Ouch! Those are some sharp thorns. There you go. Got a blue rose. Houses. Idyllic tract homes line the street. You assume a happy nuclear family lives in each. Guess we move to the woods. Let me see the map. Yeah, it's the van. Looks like there's another way to go, but it's probably the tunnel. Maybe the crowds moved. They did. This is the far end of the woods, just below your neighborhood. The creek flows into a huge drain pipe tunnel. There's a rabbit. Look at the rabbit. It's a small white rabbit. His fur is unkempt, and he seems wary of you. Talk to the rabbit. You kneel down and look into the rabbit's eyes. Hey there, little fella. Amazo, says the rabbit. To your surprise, I thought those brutes would never leave. With a flash of white, the rabbit disappears into the bushes. Well, all right. The tunnel is actually a large drain pipe. The water inside stinks like old socks. Time to go inside. I said time to go inside. You hold your nose and slog into the tunnel, taking care to avoid stepping in the water. You creep into the tunnel, an unnatural darkness closing in around you. Halfway through, you wonder if you'll make it. There's a hole. Let's look. You peer into the darkness. Far in the distance, you hear a sound like the ocean. Jump. With a running start, you dive into the big black hole. You fall for what seems like hours. Falling. This might have been a mistake. Retry. Alright. I was just thinking too, like, oh, I haven't saved. It's gonna make me start all over again. You steel your nerves and push on. It's a shoe. Is that someone's chimney? Bike wheel. This wash runs behind many of the houses on your street. You can usually find all sorts of weird junk that people have thrown out here. An old shoe. A shoe. Just one. Lies alone in the wash. Part of you wonder if its owner is still here somewhere. We're gonna take it. We're just gonna hoard everything. Deciding it's better in your hands than out in the elements, you pick up the shoe. A wheel. Spin it. You secure the hub of the wheel and spin it with one hand. Seems fine. It clicks and everything. Chimney. A chimney? How would a chimney even get here? We got the hill. Your cousins used to live just up this hill, and he used it as a shortcut. They moved a few years ago, though. So this is the way to go. Down the path. You hop across the rocks to the far end and stroll into the neighborhood. Alright, doggy. What the heck? You take several large gasps and try to calm down. That dog attacked as soon as you entered your neighborhood. Thank goodness it's on a leash. Hey lady, what gives? You nervously stammer hello to the woman, who turns a disinterested eye in your direction. Sorry about the dog. She looks to have given you quite the fright. Ask about the dog. Yeah, what's up with your dog? Huh? Oh, no. I'm okay. What breed of dog is she, anyway? Poodle? Or something else? Or poodle and something else? Fifi? Yes, she's a very rare subbreed of poodle. One prone to temperament problems. Is she dangerous? What kind of problems? Is she dangerous? Goodness, no. Not to you. Not at this moment. But who can say for certain? A dog can escape its leash, for example. Do take care. The pair continue their walk down the street. Mailboxes, open them up. You shouldn't open other people's mailboxes. Yours is on the end. This is your family's mailbox. You always check it after school because it lets you know if anyone else is home before you get there. Open it. You open your mailbox hoping there's something in there for you. Ted's. Let's look at those coupons. It's a sheet of coupons for the local dairy freeze. You make a note to go there this week. Let's take a look. You slip the coupons into your bag, and there's a letter. It's a letter, but it's addressed to someone you've never heard of. Must be a past resident. Let's take it. You take the letter out of the mailbox. You gonna read it? Oh, we can't use the letter. Let me look at the letter. Nope, same thing. Shut the mailbox. Your house. An enormous two-story mansion looms over the rest of the neighborhood. Normally it would be pretty awesome, but it's sitting where your normal boring house is supposed to be. Yeah, which one's our house? That's the neighbor's. Move. You creep along the side of your fence into the backyard. Our house is that creepy gray one. In spite of the weirdness in your neighborhood, your backyard provides a welcome retreat, a peaceful, quiet blankets and an enclosure. Toy dino. That tiny T-Rex is ferocious looking. Who's been playing dinosaurs back here? Quit joking. You know it was me. You slip in the dinosaur toy into your pack. It might be useful later. That's how I feel. You don't play in the sandbox anymore, and that is not your truck. Are kids coming in here and using your sandbox? Well, you know what? It's my truck now. You dump the truck into the bag with the rest of your stuff. Here's a spade. Let's look at it. It's Mom's standard gardening spade, great for planting bulbs and digging up weeds. We're gonna take it. You brush off the dirt and tuck the spade into your things. Search the sandbox. You force your hands into the dirt and root around. It's cool to the touch, but you aren't finding anything of interest. Just your normal cat turds. Swing the tire, swing. You giddily run up and down into the tire. As it flies forward and lean back, you close your eyes and can't help but shouting, "Whee!" The moment passes, and you reluctantly lower yourself to the ground. You hold the swing until it stops moving, and step away. Life's so much more complicated now. There's a can under here. Let's look in the hole. You crouch down and lead your head under the porch for a better look. There's a can. Shake it. You pick up the cola can and shake it, listening as the spare key clinks around inside. After a moment, it falls out. You take it. You take the spare key. You back out of the hole and stand up. Part of me wonders, though, now that we have a spade. Can I go to the, what is with this? What's that? Why did this suddenly appear? I wanted to go to the spooky tree. But I feel like that is the spooky tree. It is. Big spooky tree. And now it's got one of these things there. Alright, you know what? We don't need to go back to the big spooky tree. I was going to use the spade to dig up that disturbed ground, but now I kind of don't want to. Real quick, I'm going to tap over, though. Oh, it's been 35 minutes. So yeah, I think that's good. I don't think we need to continue anymore. That's been Goosebumps, the game. A little point-and-click adventure that is, honestly, I think this would be more for, like, real fans of Goosebumps who have read every book, who know all the lore, because I'm sure a lot of these things reference some of the older books, like The Shrunken Head. Maybe The Blue Rose is a reference. Gigi, the Lost Dog. Personally, I don't see myself coming back to play the game again. Point-and-click adventures, in my opinion, are can be kind of boring. And that's just only because, you're pointing, you're clicking, and you're looking around at everything. And it just seems like it takes forever to do that, as opposed to if you were playing a third-person game where you could move around yourself and look and do things. It's different than pointing and clicking, in my opinion. Would I come back and play the game again? No. But just because the game's not for me does not mean that it's not for you. If this is a game that you enjoy or a game that you like, pick it up. Enjoy. Get further than I did. Let me know how it ends, if it ends. Seems like you can find multiple endings where you die in some horrible fashion, whether it be to some plant man or an endless hole that you just fall down in when you're trying to cross through the sewer. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next spooky game. Goodbye.